right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to join. It'll probably be a short stream this evening. It looks like we have Ed and Gabe joining the stream as well. How are you gentlemen doing this evening? Doing good. Doing well. I don't think Hotfix or Robert will be making the stream this evening. We don't have a whole lot of pictures. Thanks to Ed, we have a bunch of pictures, but the only things that I printed this week or had time to print for this week were for some videos that'll be coming up in the future. So I don't have any pictures today, but we will talk about some stuff. We'll go ahead and dive in. I think the biggest thing is if you have been waiting to buy stuff until the prices went down, now is your chance. It looks like most everything is down. This is down to $2,200 or $2,299, $2,300. This is still $100 above what I believe me and Ed paid for it, but it's not the $600 more than what it was before. And the other thing, Ed, thank you for sending me that over there. The other thing that we saw was filament. The bulk is back down to $15 a roll for the refills. And then, Ed, I also saw that the upgrade parts also went down. This was $54.99 when I bought them. Now they're $51.99, and I think the encoder plate came down $5 or $10 as well. Yeah, it's 105 now instead of I think it was 115 when I purchased it. Oh, you know what else I didn't check was the HT. Yeah, that went down $40. Wow. Wow. Yeah, mine hasn't shipped yet. I might email them and ask for a price match. Yeah, mine hasn't shipped. I don't have it yet. I don't even think it's shipped yet. Hey, have you got yours? Yeah, I would call them and say I'm going to return it and buy this one because look, you can get it on May 27th. Like it's just a couple weeks away. Do they want it? Do they want to return it, or do they just want to give you $40 in filament? No, no, I don't think you have to pay to return it. Do you? Well, either way, it costs them more than $40 to mess around with it. That's all I'm saying. It'd probably be worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna hit them up. I forgot all about that, and I just checked it now. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I don't care if they give me cash back, but if they and even on my order, if it hasn't shipped, just give me $40 credit. I'm good with that. I'm good with $40 credit. $40. But you'd need this now. You need the hub now, though. If you have this, if you want to have everything connected, right? But if you have two AMSs, one on each nozzle, and now you're adding a third, basically AMS. Mm-mm. This is yeah, but if you read this, this is for one, two or more AMS to one H2D. Oh wow, so you don't need this hub. Yeah, I had a hub. I had an extra hub, so I was just planning on using that. But now I'm gonna need to get one of these, I guess, when this thing finally ships. And see, I thought when I had read, and they need a better translator. I can tell you that right now. They need a better translator because when I read that, it at first said only for one AMS and other filament rolls. So I was like, okay, so if you're doing like TPU or something like that, then you can run those extra rolls or carbon fiber or whatever. So I thought it was for one AMS and other external rolls, and it was real confusing when I read it the first time of how it said that. Yes, so see, it's still yeah they reworded it, but it's still crazy. These people need better folks writing this stuff. They're trying to market it instead of tell you what it's for. Can connect four feeder modules to the printer at the same time up to seven yeah, so this is the part that's confusing right here, right? Up to seven filaments, one AMS and three other filaments. But if you hover and hit it here, what does it say right here? What does it say right there? Two or more AMS to one nozzle. So when you hold on. So if you click on the description on the AMS HT, it says two or more AMS to one nozzle. But when you go to the page for the 4-to-1 PTFE adapter, it says one AMS and other three filaments, and even that grammar is incorrect. So those are opposed. Am I the only one there that's like seeing one AMS here and two AMS on the other one? And they don't need yeah, and they don't need to market this thing right here. Look, this is just it's marketing. This is marketing right here. You don't need to just tell me what the damn thing will do. And then be correct in what it could do right there, because right there does it not say one AMS? I mean, I'll zoom in, but the last time I took an English class, that says one AMS. Last time I put one in a calculator, guess what it equaled? One. So that's super confusing. That's super confusing. Well, I'm glad you tried it out first, so I can order that hopefully before it gets here. Mine says it's supposed to ship on the 21st, so I'll order one of these before it gets here. But this is why I didn't. I was like, oh, and look, it even says like for PET, CF. For I was like, okay, so if you're gonna run that other stuff, you could just run it through that thing, and it'll go through the little buffer or whatever in the back, and you'll be fine. And that's what it reads like right here too. This is exactly what that reads like. So all you need is this thing. But see, then you go and you read this right there, and what do you think? What are you supposed to think when you read that? Yeah, and look, compatibility with the X1. Yeah, this is super confusing. This is not what this is. So this piece right here is for the X1C and the P1. This stuff. And this. Yeah, but this description stuff is not the H2D description. All of this is the X1C description for it. This is the correct description for the H2D. Bamboo, hire better people. Y'all are making enough money to hire better people than that. That's all I'm going to say. All right, a big tangent on that one. Hey, everybody. Let's go. What did I miss in chat here? Welcome to the stream. Jeff, Dr. Doohickey, Glenn, welcome back. But yeah, they make it as confusing as possible to take our money. It's generally not a good thing and a sign of not great things to come. Just throwing that out there. All right, let's jump into some pictures here. We'll start with Ed as always. And looks like some Mother's Day flowers. Those yellow ones are really bright, vibrant. Is that just the normal bamboo yellow? I had ordered some of that. I haven't printed with it yet. Looks nice. And this is on Maker World. I'm assuming. I think I've seen this model on there. That's what happens in real life anyway. So that's funny. Yeah, those. Hmm. Yeah, so this little piece with the turned down leaves is one piece, the bud is one piece, and then the stem prints is another. That's pretty cool. How long do these take to print? Like on this side right here. Pretty cool. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, some more of those marble statue with the heart ones. Those are nice. Oh wow, you printed all kinds of different hearts. I like this purple one on the right here. All right, does everybody hear us tonight? I think we're having issues with sound. Interesting. Jeffrey says, "Can I use PLA in my AMS if I use the drying for the desiccants or whatever?" So while you're drying out of one of those AMSs, I don't. It makes you like unplug everything out of the AMS while you're drying in that AMS, so you can't print out of that same AMS, but you can print with another AMS. If you have a second AMS plugged in, you can print out of that other AMS while you're drying in one of them. But it does make you take the filament out. It says that what does the little screen say whenever you pull it up, that the filament that's inside of there can get too soft and get stuck inside the tubes or whatever. So it makes you it makes sure that there's nothing inserted into the AMS before it starts drying. Yeah, and it runs through that PCFD tubing just fine, right? Yeah, I was under the impression that you would be able to be actively drying in the AMS while it was printing, and that has not been the case. Mm-hmm. 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 Are you able to print out of the HT while it's actively heating, or same thing? So same thing on the HT. The only difference there is, what is the I think the AMS2 maxes out at 85C, is that correct? Is it 65? And then the HT goes up to 85. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I want to do some prints with TPU for AMS, and that in the AMS2 was 18 hours at 65. Really long time. 18 hours at 65 Cs. That's a really long time for drying. But I bet in the HT it will take way less time. And no, you don't, Jeff, have to remove the desiccant when you're drying. And as a matter of fact, I think it dries out the desiccant. I'm going to use the old AMS and let that desiccant get bad, and then I'm going to swap it out into the new AMS and run it through a drying cycle and see if it dries out the desiccant. Go ahead, Ed. Sorry. Mm-hmm. The heat, yeah. Yeah, mine do. Yeah. Yeah, the model that I printed it 4 times and then it goes in both. But I didn't print the one with the little hygrometers or whatever, and I did order those hygrometers and they came in today, so that might be the difference. But I have the ones without the hygrometers, and it's the same. They fit in there just the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, the one I printed it 4 times and it went into both of them. Maybe it's a little bit smaller so it could fit in both of them or something like that. Okay, now hold on. Now everybody can only hear. Good grief. OBS, why do you want to change things on the fly while I'm streaming? Say something now, Ed.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I guess they can hear you now. Can you guys hear him now? Yeah, it turned the sound off and now it turned it back on. I'm guessing. Can you try to speak again?
Sure. Can you
Okay.
hear me now?
Let's see what the chat says. I believe they could hear it now. It was turned off.
Yeah, that sounds like a cell phone advertisement. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, now people can hear it. That's so funny. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, this turned out cool.
It's a hard basket.
Is that on Maker's World?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Looks really cool.
Let me see if I can find. If I find here, I'll post it.
And is that PLA Basic Red? It's very vibrant as well.
Um, no, actually, that's the translucent, the PLA translucent. That's a translucent. And then the other one I think is a basic. I don't remember now.
One of these looks matte and one of them looks
Yeah,
like the
one is
basic.
translucent. One is matte. The one on the left is matte, and the one on the right is the translucent. The new filament that
PLA,
came
the
out.
PLA translucent.
Yeah, PLA translucent.
And Jeffrey asks if I
So,
print PLA boxes for the desiccants, will they stay in shape? I would not. Probably it's not going to like melt inside of there and let everything spill out inside of it, but it might deform a little bit. I would use PETG or something else.
so
Yeah.
let me answer that one because I did print in PLA desiccant boxes, they deform. They will deform.
They deformed in the new AMS 2 Pro.
I don't know if in the AMS, but I have a Sunlu S4, and I put them at 55 degrees, and it deformed.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're gonna put it in the AMS too, then they will probably deform. Yeah, I don't think it would like melt or anything, but I would imagine
No,
it might deform.
they don't melt, but they do deform. Especially once you grab them to take them out, pretty much your fingers grabbing them is gonna deform them.
Yeah, I had printed. I used desiccant holder inside the spools, so for each spool to store them, I printed a desiccant holder for the spool, and I had printed them. I had like 20 of them in PLA, and little by little, I'm throwing them out and changing them to PETG because the PLA would actually melt and then they freeze. A couple of them that I had in the dryer, I couldn't pry them open. I had to cut them open because they got fused together. So yeah, I'm changing them all PTG or ABS.
So see,
Yeah,
Glenn used PETG HF, which is what I used as well. Go ahead, Gabe.
yeah. I reprinted all of
Exactly.
mine on ABS just for that reason. I still haven't
Yeah.
replaced them, but I did reprint. I still have the old AMS.
Yeah, I printed some in ABA, but most of them I'm printing in PTG. The one that I printed for my Sunlu Sunlu dryer, there's some small desiccant holder there. I did those in ABS. These are tulips.
Yep. So Glenn, other than heating them, can you tell what filament was used? Like how much of the filament was used? I noticed that the H2D as well as the newer updates show even when you bring a filament that's been like a roll that's been slightly used. I don't know if they're weighing them or whatever in the AMS, but whenever you bring in a filament roll, even if it's been slightly used, I've noticed that it updates in Bamboo Studio with the correct amount that's in there or pretty close, even if you swap the rolls around and everything. So I don't know if they're weighing them or what in there, but it does show what filament.
The RFID does have a serial number for the roll, so they might be tracking it that way.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
shows the information for the roll, but how much has been used? So do I have 60% of the roll left, 40%, 30%? I've noticed that even with switching the rolls around, it's been a heck of a whole lot better.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you go to Bamboo Studio and you click on the filament roll, it has a serial number. And that might be so each RFID.
How it's tracking as you go along.
How much have you used?
So this one is drying TPU right now, but like these, you see how it shows.
Yeah, you click on it. The ones that have the eye, if you click on it, it should tell you.
Oh yeah, here's the serial number right there. Interesting.
Yeah, when you take it out of the when you're drying them, you take them out. It shows it's empty.
Yep.
When you're drying,
but even if I like take this one out and move it over here, it'll show that same percentage. Where
you're right.
before
it
would only update this if you left it in that same slot. But as
Yeah.
soon as you moved it, it had no idea. But now, like, you can move these all around and it'll update with this. And yeah, it is tracking the serial number, but it's tracking like how much has been used by serial number, I guess. But it's pretty, even ones that I've never used in the H2D before and thrown in there, it's updated with that. So that's pretty cool. Like this blue one I've had for over a year, and I just threw it in there the other day and it updated with how much it was. So that's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
You know, I'm gonna try with my son's printer and mine, moving one of the rolls, see if it tracks it, because I do believe it tracks by the serial number, so it might be writing that information to the cloud.
It might be. Can I use
could be.
PETG HF in the AMS2. Yes, you can.
Yes. The holders that I'm printing are PTGF for the desiccant on the spools and also on the AMS2 Pro, the new ones that I'm printing.
All right, let's see what's next. This little crab.
A little blurry. Didn't come out that. The picture's not very good.
Yeah, looks like the camera
I have a
focused
crab.
on something else there. This is a little bit
Yeah,
better.
so. I I well, I should take a picture. I have a crab with a crawfish, and what else I have? And a shrimp. Three of them that look similar, the same color that I use.
All right, let's see what's next. I think this next one, I've been wanting to print this one, but haven't got to it yet. What color is this? Is this the matte latte brown or whatever?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
turned out
supposed to
good.
be golden retriever, but I didn't have a one that the color fits, so that's the closest one. But it should be more like a yellowish color.
Yeah, I have that same PLA matte. I was going to use the same color for these. These turned out really cool. Yeah,
So
not all
which color is that?
filaments. This is the latte
The mate
brown.
latte.
Yeah,
Exactly.
in the matte. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I might put it on the cart for later.
Yeah, I've ordered several of those rolls. Actually, I'm running out. I just ordered 2 rolls of those on the new price, the 14.99.
And then Glenn says he's having trouble with refills. Are you pulling the tape off before you put the spools on there? If so, don't do that. It'll be way
Let me tell
easier.
you,
The first
there
few that I did, and the reason that I say that is the first few that I did, I pulled the tape off, and you can get it on there, but man, it's a total pain in the butt to do it.
yes,
But Glenn, if that's what you're doing, put the whole spool together, and then you can easily just pull those tapes off of the refill, and then you should be good to go. But I did that on the first couple when I didn't know what I was doing. So if that's what you're
Uh,
doing, it's possible, but it is hard. Go ahead.
yeah, I
sometimes.
did. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
All I was going to say is one thing that I sometimes had a problem with is there's a little notch on the refill spools that you have to
Yeah,
fit
sometimes
the
I
little
don't
notch.
get that. I don't get that quite on there, and then it's like lopsided or whatever. I've done that a few
Exactly, and
times.
then you can't close the damn thing. But let me tell you, there's a guy from Functional Filament Fridays. He designed when he had a cast on his arm. He was having a hard time putting the spool together, and he designed a couple of weeks ago a little gadget to put in the refill spool that makes it so easy to place the refill hole in it. It's great, fabulous. I use it now all the time. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I think
Yeah,
I sent it to you. It's
that's the same
fantastic.
guy that printed a tool to open the spools as well, right? I think I saw that video.
Exactly, to open them
Yeah.
and close them.
Yep.
He also designed that, and he designed. Len, I sent you a link, a video a couple of weeks ago for the AMS HT. He designed a little piece to be able to print to put on the PTF tube to print TPU. Look it up because I haven't used it yet. I printed it, but I haven't used it yet. But that's another item that he printed. But anyway, getting back to the spool, yeah, you have to be careful with the refill, but that adapter to find that little notch to help you center it, it's great.
Yeah, for me, I don't have issues finding the notch. I just start twisting it until it goes in. But I have had a few refills that it's the spool when it's fully closed and locked, it still has a bit of a gap, and some of the filament kind of falls into that gap. Then it gets tangled.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely tangled. It just, I guess, that the pressure from the rest of the filament just doesn't let it flow into the printer. So I have to
Well,
pull it out, remove like one or two um, rounds of it, and put it back in, and it works.
well, one of the things that I saw a video that somebody suggested, which that's what I'm doing now, is before you take those little straps out, the plastic straps from the filament spool, refill spool, uh, to take the filament and from the center push them out toward the side, uh, and start moving them to the side, because you know that sometimes it comes in
Yep.
like in a curve like that.
Hmm.
You do that before you pull it out.
Yeah.
That helps.
Uh,
It helps it.
Yep, it definitely helps. I started doing that. I probably saw that same video. I started doing
Yeah.
that, and I haven't had issues since I started doing that. But it has to be done before you remove the tags. If not, you're
Yes.
still in the same boat.
Yeah. It is a problem. Sometimes like my my spools, get stuck there. You got to go and take them out with the refill.
Are those also on Maker's World, the dogs?
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are on Maker World. I
Let
didn't
me see.
see. I didn't see this one. Oh yeah, these ones
Those
turned out
are
really
beagle.
good.
Those are
Beagles,
beagle.
right?
Yeah, those are beagle. I'll see. Let me see if I can put the link on those too. Anybody's interested.
And if any of those tips helped you out, be sure to smash that like button. Yeah, these turned out. Is this the same maker that did that golden retriever?
Yeah, exactly. The same guy.
This turned out really good. How long did it take to print a plate of these?
Oh, I don't. I can look it up. Hold on. Let me see. Uh, this one was canceled. The Beagles took 9 of them took 14 hours.
That's not bad. Less than 2 hours each for 3 colors. It's not bad.
In which printer?
I think that one I printed with the H2D, but I let me confirm that for you. And I'm going to put the link now for the lab. I put the link to the lab. Let's see here. Let me see which one I printed what. I printed the lab on the X1 carbon, and that took 9 hours for, how many are there? I think there was 8 of them. 2, 7, 8, 9 of them. Yeah, it took 9 hours on the X1 carbon. But the lab only had, I think, had 2 colors. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 colors.
I think it's
3 colors.
only three.
Three colors.
Gold
The X1
and then
carbon.
the white and the eyes and the black, right?
Yeah, the Beagle is a little bigger than the lab.
And this three color, right? Because it's just the same black for the eyes and the nose, right?
Exactly, exactly. But the beagles are a little bigger than the labs.
And more color change in these as well.
More color, yeah, yeah. But that one I printed with the H2D.
All right, let's see what's next. Yeah, I saw this one too. This is a really cool model.
It's very small. It's only like 3 inches or so. I'm thinking about blowing it up and printing a little bigger.
Yep.
Print
That's the
it
best part
printed
of the
pretty well.
H2D is blowing things up as big as
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
and print it and print. Trust me, I've done it a couple times.
It had a lot of support, especially around the arms and stuff. So that was a little, uh, but it came out. It came out pretty well. Actually, the support came off completely with no major issues. The lab and the beagle have no support at all. Print in place and just comes out.
Yeah, you can't really see any of the remnants of the support.
No, not at all. I I printed some springy cute penguins, which I didn't have time to send you. I had a hard time with them, but they came out pretty cute. I'll send you some pictures for next week. Uh, the they're like little springs. The penguins actually, you push their heads down. They're like little springs the way they were designed. Cute too. I'll send it for next week.
That sounds awesome. All right, I think that's all of the prints, right? Yep. Yeah, thank you so much for sending all those in, as always, Ed. Appreciate it. It's really cool prints, as always. And then Gabe sent us some prints as well. Let's get those open. Oh,
I
wow.
only send one, which
That's
is
a
this
cool
one.
clock.
So that one I was gonna send in last week. That's the filament list you got for last week. Um, I didn't include the SpaceX Starship that is on that filament list because I couldn't finish it on time. But that one is also Maker's World. I printed that one for a friend that she works at Disney dressing up as Tinkerbell. So she really liked it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool colors, everything in there is really, really cool.
Yeah, I did notice that the bamboo silk plus gold is very yellow. Um, my son printed some gold bars for a project he was doing for school, and we used some silk plus gold, and we printed some on using a zero silk gold, and the zero ones look way better gold wise. This one is a much brighter yellow.
Yeah, I would have guessed that this was the PLA yellow. Even the PLA basic gold, I think, would look even more like a gold bar or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
I thought this was like a yellow. I didn't
no,
would have
it's
never
a silk
guessed the
plus.
silk
Yeah, it's a
plus.
silk plus gold. Then the green, it's
Zero,
what
right?
was that one? That was zero silk green,
Yeah, zero.
one that I got for Christmas. So I still have a bunch of it. And that prints in different parts. You just put it all together, and it uses the Maker's
Yeah, I was gonna
World
ask if that was the
clock. Yeah,
clock kit or whatever.
yep, the clock kit from Bamboo.
Really, really cool. That's a neat little project to do, and it's cool to just buy the little parts and be able to put something together like this for
Yeah.
somebody.
So the makers of this one, I did include the link on the text file in case you want to share it. But they have two sizes. This is a small one. It's like 6 inches or so, 6 or 7 inches. The other one is like 10 inches. It was a fun print. But that's pretty much the only print that I have that I submitted because I'm printing the SpaceX Starship rocket.
This one
That
right
thing,
here.
it's yeah, I didn't finish. I was putting it together today. Then I noticed that I was missing 4 parts still. So I was like, well, I guess it's not going to be ready because each part takes 4 hours to print. It's so next week, but it's 56 inches tall.
Oh, I can't wait. That sounds really cool. Well, that's all we have for this week. So short stream this week. Thanks, guys, for sending in those prints. As always, really, really, really appreciate it. If you liked any of the prints or found any of the information this evening helpful, be sure to smash the like button. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend. Sneak peek in tomorrow's video. The Nimitz Benchy. Ed and Gabe, while I have you on the line, what is it printing faster in? The H2D or the X1C?
Is it
Well, they-
multicolor or single color?
Single color.
X1C.
Okay. Ed,
Yeah,
Ed, what do you think?
that's what my experience has been. The X1C prints faster.
Shocking results tomorrow. Everybody have a great weekend. Be sure to catch tomorrow's
Okay.
video.
We'll,
Shocking
we'll
Okay.
be looking for it.
results.
Looking forward to it.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good night.
You guys have a good
See-
one. Bye, everybody.
Likewise.
Bye.
See you all.